Breaking news, SEC has settled with Ripple, and let's take a look at what happened with the price chart after the announcement has been made and seeing what the news reports are saying about it. So if we take a look at the 4-hour chart on XRP, here was the recent announcement that was made on Wednesday, and you can see it shot up from just literally 50 cents right back up to 63, but it didn't take out this overhead resistance, and now it's just trading at 58. So to me it looks like the price of XRP has been baked into the cake. The settlement's been done at 125 million. However, there's still more issues around it, and I don't think it's been fully settled because it seems like the SEC is going to try to fight that challenge in court again. So it just drags on a little more. But sadly, that's the world we live in, trying to deal with governments and fighting lawsuits just to prove your case and create a free market. So if we go take a look at the longer term price chart, let's go take a look at the weekly price chart. And now just looking at the weekly price chart, we can really just see that XRP is kind of sat in a trading range here, and the lower end of the range is down in this 33 price point mark. Based on the news, it couldn't break out to new highs. It had almost like tripling up here, and it couldn't break out. So I suspect we're still in this sideways trading range. And if we just pull out a little further, we can kind of see, yeah, there is just this sideways trading range. And we can see there was a breakdown here, and it's just gone sideways. So the RSI does look okay. It's above 50 right now off that news. But if the markets sell off, then there's no doubt or no reason why XRP couldn't sell off with it. I suspect it will, because it seems like it's actually been trading alongside the broader markets and Bitcoin itself. So, if we take a look at the chart of Bitcoin itself, the price of Bitcoin has been in this sideways trading range, so a weekly chart, and it did touch the moving average, bounced off of it. Bitcoin just seems to be in its own trading range as well. Now it's above 60. And the fact that it went down to 50 and touched this trend line, if the markets do sell off into the fall, then I suspect Bitcoin can. It's no longer in a really high RSI zone. It's going sideways and neutral. I would almost look for a break below 40. Then if it does, we could see Bitcoin go right down to 46 again, and then my longer price point, if support does happen and the overall markets do sell off, I suspect we can go back into the 30s. But we'll see. There was some pretty good volume buying in there, and the fundamentals are still strong for Bitcoin. But all I'm saying is, even with Bitcoin selling off, so did XRP. And now if we go take a look at the longer time frame, the monthly time frame, as you can see, it's just sitting in the sideways range. So I suspect the upper end could be at that 70 mark again. I don't see a reason why it's going to go up there anytime soon. I suspect it's just going to stay in this 40 to 65 cent range, and that's just this neutral market right here we're seeing, which I think it has become a neutral market. Now, the SEC did make a settlement offer, and the judge ordered Ripple to pay $125 million in civil penalties and imposed an injunction against future security law violations. Although the case is said to have reached its end, SEC is expecting to appeal the ruling and likely extending legal matters, which is why I suspect Ripple is going to be in this sideways trading range. What I do find interesting with the recent Google search is who's really covering the story. It's CoinDesk was the top, Yahoo, Coinpedia, but Unchained. You don't really see a lot of mainstream media news around this. And that's just kind of like, I guess they're not really interested in XRP, or they're just not talking about it because they're trying to hide the fact that this lawsuit settlement has been finished now, and it will drag on, but at least the judge has ordered the SEC to settle this out and Ripple to pay $125 million. But what my point here is you're not really seeing any mainstream media news covering this. Yahoo Finance is about the biggest one I see right now. So it's not big news to the mainstream media guys, I guess. But it's probably big news to the XRP community. So if you like, that's kind of my price projection. Is really is just kind of sitting in this sideways trading range. There needs to be a catalyst for really to break it above 60 and then go back up to this $1.12 mark, and then at some point $1.87. You do hear a lot of price predictions from XRP bulls and armies about how it could go to $10, $100, $1,000. Well, I suspect anything is possible, and it could, but my suspicion is we're just going to be in the sideways trading range for a while, and at some point, does it have the fundamentals to break out higher? I mean, at the end, what I see even on the longer term chart is you do see this rising trend line here that it's holding as support, and it just recently almost touched it on the 3 months. So I think we're good. Just back down in the 40-cent range is a good time to buy. If you want to sideways trade this thing, sell when it's above 60. There needs to be a big catalyst for it to actually break above 60 and then go to new highs, which we'll see what happens in the overall markets. But my suspicion in the fall is going to get very weak in the overall stock markets and probably in crypto. We've probably seen the tops recently, and the sideways trading range holds until there's a big catalyst of breaking out of the range. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and you can go to financialliberties.com. Don't forget to subscribe and pay attention to a couple of the other videos that we've posted. We recently did an interview with Jesse Day from Commodity Cultures talking about gold, digital commodities, and Bitcoin, and then Black Swan Capital. We really got into digital coins, XRP in particular, and what central banks are talking about doing in terms of implementation of various different payment systems, XRP being one of them. If you can, just go watch that video. It's a great one. And for those who don't know me, I also follow the precious metals market from 2004 to 2012, where I was writing a newsletter and speaking at conferences. And then the precious metals boom died, and I ended up following the cannabis sector, speaking at conferences as well. And during that whole time, I did follow crypto and had got invested fairly early. Now I actually believe we're in a world where the financial markets are changing significantly, in crypto, gold, and the US dollar are all the main three currencies that are going to be paid attention to going forward. So we're going to cover a lot of different topics on those three. And I recently moved to Mexico and started a Facebook group called Investors and Entrepreneurs in Mexico. And I also recently had a webinar with Bernardo from Actinver, which is the largest investment bank in Mexico. And we discussed how expats can open a bank account and get invested in the Mexican markets. And we also have interviews with experts in various fields. So if you don't have any money to invest in the capital markets, there are ways to make money, and we're going to discover them for you. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.